Hi everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Stitching with Reecie Flosstube video. First, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who watched my last video and everyone who commented on my last video. I really enjoyed reading all your comments about what you like to watch when you're stitching. A lot of the things that people mentioned were things that I also enjoy watching or listening to or whatever when I'm stitching. So, and at the end of the video, I'll have the result winner of the giveaway for the Louise Lolliere chart from Reflector Soir. So I'll do that at the end of the video. But yeah, it was really fun to read all your comments. And as I said, it's really hard to reply to every single comment, but I try to always make sure that I put a little heart so that you know that I've read the comments, and please be assured that I read all the comments and I really enjoy the comments. It's one of my favourite parts of doing these videos. So yeah, so a lot of people said that they like to watch sort of like crime mystery shows, TV shows, which I really like, especially the British ones. So I really like watching what's her name, Vera, Endeavour, Waking the Dead, Silent Witness, all those sorts of, you know, like murder shows. Anyway, a few other people asked in the comments whereabouts in Australia that I actually live. So I live in a city called Newcastle, which is in New South Wales, and it's about 2 hours away from Sydney, which is a city that most people would know when you mention Australia. So yeah, so Newcastle is about 2 hours away from Sydney. I live sort of on the coast, so I live in a little town that is near the harbour, I guess, and it's quite lovely. So in terms of the bushfires that were recently affecting Australia, where I live wasn't affected really because we're coastal, but my mum lives in a rural sort of area where she actually had to evacuate and come to Newcastle for a couple of weeks before it was safe to go back to her place. Her place was fine, but I think there were 2 very large fires that were threatening the area that she lives in. So, but I think at the moment, all of those fires that had been burning have now been put out. There was a lot of rain recently, which helped, and also the rural fire service workers had just continued working to get those fires under control and then eventually extinguish them. So that's good. So at the moment, things have definitely eased, which is great. Obviously, there's still a lot of rebuilding, and you know, people are still obviously in a bad situation. People who lost properties and livestock and things, but it has gotten a little bit better. The other piece of news that I have, a lot of people in their comments mentioned my dogs in the background, especially Ziggy, the husky. I have some sad news not long after I shot my last video, Ziggy wasn't feeling too well. He didn't really have any energy one morning, and we thought that was a bit odd, so we took him over to the vet hospital, and it turned out that he had a very large tumor which was growing, which was situated like next to his heart, and it was actually bleeding into his heart. There wasn't anything that the vets could do to help him, and what was happening was that his circulation was starting to fail, so that's why he had no energy, because his heart was affected by this tumor. So unfortunately we had to say goodbye to Ziggy around that time. So he's no longer with us, which is a bit sad. He was 12, so he had a fairly good run. And so you won't see Ziggy in the background, unfortunately, anymore. But in some better news, because we are so obsessed with dogs and especially huskies, we've actually adopted or rescued another husky. So his name is Izzy. Very similar name to Ziggy, I know, and it was the name that he had when we adopted him, and he knew the name. He responded to the name, so we didn't really want to change it. But anyway, he's 4.5, and I think he's asleep at the moment because we just had a very big morning at the dog park. But I'll try and get a little sneak video of him a bit later on to introduce himself to everyone. But yeah, so sadly we said goodbye to Ziggy, but we also said hello to Izzy. And Izzy came to the pound as a stray, and no one came to claim him, which is strange because he's house trained. He knows sit, he knows shake. He was in pretty good condition when he got to the pound, so he obviously did have a family at some point, but for whatever reason, no one came to pick him up from the pound when he was brought in. So anyway, but he's settled in very, very nicely, and he's very happy, and yeah, so that's good. Anyway, enough blabbing about my life and times. Let's get on to the cross stitch. So I have first, so what I'm going to do today, I've got a couple of finishes to show. I've got some new starts, which are now whips, which I'll also show. I've got some haul and a couple of things that I've kitted up that I mentioned on my last video. I think there were a couple of charts on my last video that I was like, yeah, I really need to start this really soon. So I've kitted a couple of things up. I've also got a few immediate radar things to show, things that I've seen on other people's videos, or around various places, Instagram or whatever, and thought, oh, I've got that kitted up. I've had that kitted up for ages. Why have I not started that yet? So I've got a few of those, and then the results of the giveaway. So finishes. Big finish, exciting finish. I have already, did I put this up on Instagram? No, I didn't. Did I? I don't know. No, I didn't. I finished Sarah Stewart Hardman. She is done. I'm just going to find something to put it back. Sorry. Can't find anything right now. I'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is Sarah Stewart Hardman, 1824, by Needlework Press, and she is done. So there's a lot of over one, and I can say now that these little over one sheep here, the little brown sheep, I will never, ever, ever stitch another over one sheep in my entire life. I'm over them. But I think it turned out, the over one was worth it though, I think, because it did turn out really cute. And the little people as well look really cute with their little over one faces and hats. And the man's got like a little neck cravat kerchief, I don't know, whatever it's called. And that's just some straight stitches in the sort of pinky colour, which I think looks quite cute. So this was a really, really lovely stitch. The colours are just lovely, and I really enjoyed stitching this. So I stitched it on Lakeside 40 count vintage light exemplar linen, with the called for cottons, which I think were all classic Colourworks. Yeah, all classic Colourworks cottons. So, yay. And I'm hoping to go on a little trip to the framing shop very soon. I've got a whole bunch of things that I want to get framed. I tend to just finish the cross stitches and then like, woohoo, finished. I'll eventually frame that, and I haven't. So I want to take a few all in one go and have a bit of a framing extravaganza. So Sarah is done. The other finish I have is my little nautical Halloween project, which I think I showed when it was in progress. Now this will need something behind it. There we go. So this is called Stranded Jacks by Plum Street Samplers, and it's a little series of Halloween ornaments, I guess you could call them. You can do these separately as ornaments, but I thought they looked cute all together. And I think what I'll do is make this into a long pillow. I've got some cute orangey kind of felt wool fabric to put on the back, but yeah, I love this. This again was so fun to stitch. The whale is like my absolute favorite, but I also love this little guy in the boat, and I don't know, just Halloween mixed with nautical is like just great. So I'm really happy with that. That turned out really cute. Okay, so those are my two finishes. So whips / new projects that I started since the last video. Where am I? Okay, so Stranded Jacks was my project that I was stitching on the train on my commute to work. So once I finished that, I pulled out another project to start as my train project. So I've been working on this for the last few weeks on the train. So this one is I think I showed this in my other video. Gertrude Groschel, 1895, and it's I think it's a German, yes, it says Dresden, so it's a German sampler from European cross stitch. So I have been working on this on my train trips, and this is what I have done so far. So there's a lot of four-sided stitch in this little sampler, which I really enjoy doing. If you're not a fan of four-sided stitch, maybe don't choose this one. But yes, it's looking very cute so far. The red, this is obviously my Following the Law sampler. So the red thread is from XJU Designs, the lady who does the linen, the Hungarian lady who does the linen. She also does threads, and the thread I'm using is Mariska's Red. That's a lovely thread, and it's looking good. And that's I'm stitching this on Weeks Dye Works 40 count linen, coloured linen. So I'm hoping to have that done by my next video. There's not that much more to go. There's another row or so of alphabet, and then some little patterny bits, and then there's a little over one section here in the corners. But yeah, so hoping to have that finished pretty soon. It's good doing a one colour project on the train, on the commute, because I'm not, flailing all over the place with all different colours and changing colours all the time, so it's quite good. So that's new start / whip. Another new start, well, if you can call it a start, I haven't really done very much on it, but I wanted to just start it to see how it was going to look, is a Stacey Nash Old White Farmhouse sampler. I love this. I've showed this on a previous video too, the dog and the house and the whole thing. So my start, I have done very little. I've actually only just started doing the border, but it's quite cute. Oh, there's a needle there. Whee. So that's my start. It's not very much at all, but the linen is called brown sand, 36 count brown sand, and that's by from XJU Designs. I think I ordered it from, I either ordered it directly from her Etsy shop or I got it from Kitten Stitcher's website. I can't remember, but yeah. So that was my little start on the farmhouse sampler. Like to work on that some more and try and get that done, because it's quite it's not huge, and there's only, I think, 5 or so colors, so it's once I've got the border in, it should go fairly quickly. The other new start may not surprise some people who follow my Instagram. I think I posted on Instagram the last week, I think it was, where I received my kit. Sorry, I've got an itchy eye. From Country Sampler for their latest installment of the ABC Schoolgirl Needlework Club. And this is the chart. It's Jane Plenderleaf, 1838. And it's just beautiful. So as soon as the kit arrived, I was like, how can I not start this? I think I lasted, well, maybe 48 hours, and then I was like, no, I have to start it. So here's my little start. So there we go. So that colour's gone a bit weird. That's more true to the colour there of the linen. I don't know why it's doing weird colours. So that is stitched on 36 count Weeks Dye Works straw linen, the Zweigart base. Very, very nice to work on, using Weeks Dye Works threads. And the colours are just fabulous. So far, of the two main sort of colour, this dark green and red are used quite a bit, and that they're really lovely. They're brick and bark, I think. But then there's also some really just this little wonky bird, who I love wonky bird, and this little flower here. I think that colour's called seaweed. It's just, the colours are just lovely. So that's my little start on that. And I'd like to get that going. It's actually not huge. It's what's the stitch count? Stitch count is 147 wide by 221 high, so it's not enormous. And I like a good sort of like long sampler, tall sampler. I don't know. Just samplers. Oh, and the interesting thing with this is there was an Australian connection with the research that Needlework Press did about Jane Plenderleaf, if it is the same Jane Plenderleaf that they think it is. She seems to have had some relatives who ended up in Australia. One ended up in Lismore, which is about 6 hours up the coast from where I am, and another one in somewhere in New South Wales, but don't know where, and another one ended up in New Zealand. So there you go. But yes, so that's very exciting. Couldn't really resist starting that one. Those are I think that's all my starts and whips. Haven't really worked on many other of my whips. I did a little bit more on Rachel Howe's, the Scarlet House, but not enough to really show. I've just done a few like little bits of the tree in the middle, so I'll wait until I've got some more of that done before I show my progress. So next up, haul. Now this weekend, it's Saturday today, the 7th of March. So this weekend is Nashville weekend over in the States. My local needlework store, Cool Goblin in Sydney, Julie from Cool Goblin is over in Nashville as we speak, shopping hopefully getting all the stuff, bringing it back for us. And then next Saturday is our monthly cross-stitch day at Cruel Goblin, and it's basically going to be Nashville Market Day. So that's exciting. Looking forward to that. There will no doubt be epic haul. I did send through to Julie my wish list for Nashville. It was very long. So we'll see. So there might be a significant amount of haul in my next video, as I'm sure there will be in everyone's videos. But last time I was at Cruel Goblin, I think I had got a couple of charts from there. Surprise, surprise, some more Reflector Soir charts. This is just fabulous. This is Eleanor Lensogna, I don't know how to say that, 1887. And this is just another fantastic red sampler. I think one of my lovely sewing friends, Jean, Miss Linen on Instagram, I think she may have started this or was about to start this, but yeah, fantastic. Another Reflet Soir, which I didn't realise was as enormous as it actually is. It's Jardin Italien, or Italian Garden. And it's kind of wacko because half of it's upside down, but it's very strange, but I like the strangeness. And the colours are just gorgeous, these gorgeous flowers. But it's enormous. It's 525 stitches by 519. It's massive. So I'm not planning on starting that anytime soon. I want to finish some of my other big projects before I get onto that one, but that was another haul. What else have I got here? Oh, yep, Scarlet House. This isn't new, but I didn't have it, and I think someone showed it. It was on someone's video. I can't remember who, but it's just so cute. 1871 Schoolhouse sampler. I'd like to do that. A couple more Prairie Schooler. I think last video I showed some Santas and things that I'd ordered, some of the reprinted charts. Another Santa's Revisited 2. Really like this one with the pineapple. That's very cute. Another reprint, the Animal Alphabet. Love the animals. And another red sampler. This is M.H. Smith 1890 by Dutch Treat Designs. This is another Bristol orphanage sampler. Fittingly squirrel. And some flowers, alphabets, love it. Just love all the red samplers. So those were the charts that I got. I also kitted up a couple of the things that I mentioned in my previous video that I said, why have I not kitted this up, or why have I not started this already? So I did. Well, I didn't start them, but I kitted them. So the first one that I kitted up was this Reflet Soir, the Antoinette Carrera 1862. And this is just astounding. So I got the linen. So I got some, this is 37 count. This is the Legacy linen. This is Russian tea cake. And I then also got the Averessoir silks, which I haven't put onto bobbins or anything like that, but those are some of the colours. I think there were a few colours missing, a couple of greens maybe and another pink or something that was out of stock, but that's the general vibe of the colours. So that's lovely. I do want to start that pretty soon actually, because I haven't used this Legacy linen before, so I'd like to see what that's like. It feels lovely, so see how we go with that. Let's that's another kitted up project. And the other project that I kitted, that I already had the chart for, was GGR A Fair Lady sampler. So I already had some linen in my linen stash it's actually the called for linen. It calls for beige Weeks Dye Works, and I actually had a piece of 40 count beige, so I think I'll use that. And then I've just got the called for over dyed cottons, and there's some great colors in this. And then I realized after that there's also DMC colors that are required. I thought they were when I first looked at the chart, I thought the DMCs listed were conversions, but they're actually not. It's actually a combination of over dyeds and DMCs. So I don't have the DMCs yet, but I can go. I mean, I've probably got them somewhere, but I can go and buy those. But yeah, these are the over dyed colors. So lovely. So I really want to get started on that. So I've seen a few people who've either finished it or are working on it, and it's just stunning. So I kitted that. That's going into the kitted basket or the immediate radar basket. Okay. All right. Yes, and then I've just got two other things here which have moved into my immediate radar since my last video. One of them has moved into immediate radar mainly because how is it already March? But Easter is coming up fairly soon, and so around Easter I like to do something, like bunnies or something. So I had this kitted up for a while. This is Spring Frolic at Bunny Hill. It's very cute. It's a Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread chart. Very cute. And I've got the linen and the threads here. Just do a bit of this. Some of them are in floss away bags, but so that's those are the colours there. And then there's also apple cider, garden gate, yellow gold, which I for some reason had in bags. But yeah, so, and the linen is Prim Grey by R&R. I think it's a 36 count. So I thought that could be a good little one to whip up for Easter. So that's moved into immediate radar. So start on that. Scrunch. And the other one, I think it was Nicole who showed this on her video, maybe. I think it was Nicole. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, I've had this kit for like 4 years. Why have I not done it? It's only little and it's super cute. GGR Martha S. Scott 1876. Look how cute. House, trees, alphabet, stuff. So cute. And the colours are just, there's a lot of colours in it. For such a small sampler, there's a lot of colours, but it's, and I've got some, what's this linen? This is Lakeside 40 count. I think it's bittersweet, maybe. And there's a lot of colours. Look at all those colours. That red is lovely. What's that red? Turkish red. Weeks Dye Works Turkish red. Some cool orange. What's that orange? I like that. Fragrant cloves. Woo. Yeah, so why have I not started that? Very good question. So that's another immediate radar. Possible new start. Probably start it later today. Who can say? Who can say? Yes. Well, that's pretty much all I have to show for this video. It's a shorter video this time. So, oh yeah, well, I already spoke about market, and all the lovely things that we've been seeing. But as I said, I'll probably have some haul to show on my next video in relation to market. So on to the giveaway. The winner. So I used the random comment picker app or website or whatever it is. And I filtered the comments with the word Louise. And the winner is Tule, Tule Studios, Sally in Northern California. So Sally commented and said that she likes to listen to podcasts or watch British mysteries like Vera, Endeavour, Silent Witness, or BBC game shows like QI, which was her favourite. So congratulations, Sally. You are the winner of this lovely chart. So I will contact you on YouTube and get your details, and I'll get that chart out to you. How exciting. And I think that's it for this video. Short and sweet. I will be back, as I said, after Nash. So next Saturday is Cool Gobelin Nashville Market Day. The following weekend, I think I've got something on the following weekend. Anyway, I'm hoping to be back probably in about 3 weeks time. We'll do another video. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. Please comment. I love reading your comments and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, I'll try and get a little video of Izzy doing stuff or saying hello or whatever, and pop it in at the end so you can say hello to him. Okay, thanks everyone. See you next time.